Habitats. A habitat is the place where an animal lives. It provides the animal with food, water, and shelter, everything it needs to survive. There are many different habitats all over the world. Creepy crawlies, such as slugs and snails, prefer a habitat that's dark and damp. You can leave a flower pot upside down in your yard with one edge propped up. Go back a few days later, and it will have become a habitat for creepy crawlies. Over time, animals have evolved to survive in their own habitats. For example, the camel in the desert is able to live in the desert because it can go days without drinking water. If a habitat changes, for example, if the rainfall decreases, each animal must adapt to the new environment. Unlike humans, if an animal is suddenly taken out of its habitat, it cannot adapt quickly enough and is unlikely to survive. So here's a desert habitat, a rainforest habitat, and a savanna habitat. And if you look at the animals in each of these different habitats, they're different and they have different adaptations to survive. Migration. Many animals make journeys from one place to another to find better living conditions. Some move fairly short distances, but others travel from one side of the world to the other. These regular round trips are known as migration. Earth is crisscrossed with animal migration routes. You can see on these color-coded arrows on the map to see where the 4 migrating species live. In the fall, you may see V formations of Canada geese flying overhead. Make a note of when they leave and what direction they go, and you can watch for their return in the spring. Canada geese. See this purple arrow? So they fly from up here. Then they fly to the Arctic Circle in the spring to breed. In the fall, they return to the warm southern regions. Gray whales. They spend their winter in the warm waters off California, and that's where they give birth to their calves. In the summer, they swim north to the rich food supplies in the Alaskan waters. The Arctic terns. It's this bird right here. The Arctic terns travel farther than any other animal. Each year, they go from pole to pole and back again. Swifts. They spend their summer in Europe, where they catch insects to feed their young. They spend the winter in Africa. Many grass-eating animals in Africa migrate to find food. Like these wildebeest, they follow the rain as it moves. Food. All animals need to eat in order to survive. Animals that eat plants are called herbivores, and those that eat meat are carnivores. A chain of living things that eat each other is called a food chain. So this puma has killed a deer. Once the puma has eaten its fill, the remains of this dead deer will be food for vultures, ravens, coyotes, and maggots. So a mobile is a good way of showing how a food chain works. You can cut out the shapes of an owl, a mouse, and a bunch of grain from pieces of colored cardboard. So step 1. Step 2. The mouse eats the grain, and the owl eats the mouse. So you can hang the grain inside of the mouse. So see, you're showing this is the grain that's inside the mouse's belly because he ate that, and the owl ate the mouse. There are many different food chains. One food chain in the ocean starts with this. It's called phytoplankton. Phytoplankton is eaten by copiopods, which is eaten by herring, which is eaten by cod, which is eaten by the harbor seal, which is then eaten by the killer whale. These tiny plants make their food from the sunshine. Nothing is wasted in a food chain. Even the smallest scraps of a dead animal will be food for another creature. Each animal is eaten by a bigger one. Look, see? Small, bigger, 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 bigger. This killer whale is at the top of this particular food chain, so indirectly it gets its food even from the tiny phytoplankton.